Alright, hey guys, and welcome back. So in today's video, I thought we would build a mini pond. Now this all sprouted from the idea that someone commented on my video saying I should put mollies and platies into my koi pond to make it like a mini pond with smaller fish. So then I was thinking I would like to do mollies and platies in a pond, but I don't want to dig another pond. It's like 110 degrees, I don't think so. Oh hell no! Then I remembered I had this beast right here. This is a 40-gallon stock tub. It's looking really nasty. It's got duckweed in it, which is great. Duckweed's a good filter. It's a great thing to have in an aquarium or a pond. But there's no filter, there's nothing. It's literally just water and some duckweed. It is shaded in this kind of patio area right here, which is nice so the water doesn't get too hot. I originally had goldfish in here a long time ago and we had no issues with that. And it's right up against the house, so predators are less likely to get to it. Anyway, I'll be back when it's nice, clean and fresh, and filled up with clean water. That is much better. We got it filled up, we got the duckweed back in, and we got it cleaned up a little bit. Now we need to get this filter in right here. This is the one I'm gonna be using, just a simple internal one. Gonna go something back here like this. I need to find a way to make this stay, but actually it looks like it's staying pretty good. So I think that's gonna be it. I just have to go ahead and plug this filter in, and then we'll get some decor stuff going on in the pond itself. Okay, so I added a little aesthetic plant right there, and the filter is all set up. The only issue is that it seems to be messing the duckweed up. It's blowing it to the bottom, it's sucking the duckweed up. So I need to figure out a baffle system or something where it will let the duckweed just float on the surface without trying to suck it up. So I got the filter system all set up, and now all we have to do is put some decor in. So I'm gonna go ahead and use these river rocks right here. They're just normal ones, nothing special. But first we have to go ahead and wash them off because they're super dirty. The rocks right here are all clean. The pond is looking nice. I went ahead and put a piece of plastic in front of the filter. Just a little short piece of plastic, but will stop duckweed from getting into the water flow. But so far this filter is doing very well. It should keep the water nice and clean. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and get a nice layer of rocks down on the bottom of the pond. We got all the rocks down. We lost a little bit of water and some duckweed in the process, but it's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and take out a little bit more water and then go ahead and just let the filter do its work. Should clear this up pretty fast. Okay, so the pond has had some time to clear up. I don't know if you can see it, but it's cleared up a little bit, and then I went ahead and added some plants in there. Now these fake plants came from an established aquarium, meaning they have the good bacteria on them that you need to have a fish tank. So basically now that we have the good bacteria already introduced into the tank, we can add the fish immediately. So that also just adds more bacteria into the system, basically making this a cycled pond even though we just set it up. Anyway, now that everything's looking good and good to go, I'm gonna go ahead and head to Petco and PetSmart and see what kind of fish they have and get some mollies or platies for this pond. So we started at PetSmart, where I was extremely disappointed. All of their platies were covered in ick. Same thing with their creamsicle mollies, completely covered in ick and just not doing well at all. Their feeder fish also weren't looking too good. There was a lot of dead minnows everywhere. Their angelfish looked horrible, just sitting there listless. Same thing with the rainbow sharks, they didn't look too good either, and even the glowfish were super skinny. The goldfish were also covered in ick, and their koi fish were completely bent up, skinny, probably had tons of parasites, were just not doing well. The only fish that did look like they were doing well was the black and white mollies. So now onto Petco, where things were much different. All their fish were in great health compared to PetSmart. My Petco takes great care of their freshwater and basically their saltwater fish as well. All their mollies and platies were doing amazing, no ick spots anywhere, no dead fish really. I think there was probably like one dead fish the whole time I was there. Their angelfish are also ick-free in nice planted aquariums. Well, not really planted, aquariums with plants, I should say. Tetras are the same way. Their guppies were also thriving. Even their feeder fish were doing really well. As you can see, there weren't that many feeders, so this was the perfect opportunity to pick out a few to take home. So onto the fish I did buy at Petco. We first off have these 4 feeder guppies. Now, the reason I'm doing a voiceover here is because in the car when I filmed this clip, I was playing copyright music and I don't want to get a copyright strike, so voiceover it is. We got those 4 guppies, and then I got 1 red platy because they only had 1 red platy left, so I bought that guy. So I just got back from Petco, and here's the stuff we got. You saw it in the car, let me go ahead and get it acclimating. I went ahead and just got 1 platy because it was all they had. That was $1.99. We want to keep things simple out here, and I already have some platies at home that I'm going to move into here. And the reason I only really bought 1 was because Petco's more expensive than PetSmart, and I didn't want to spend a ton. We're balling on a budget here. And also because I don't want to overload the system with too many fish at once. Now on to the feeder guppies. These guys will be going in the turtle tank. So the reason I buy feeder guppies instead of feeder minnows is because they're way healthier for the turtle in case the turtle eats one. Now feeder minnows and feeder goldfish are actually very unhealthy for predatory fish and predatory turtles. Well, I guess turtles in general. So when I went to Petco, As you can see from the footage in the store, their feeder tank was pretty empty, so it was very easy to pick these guys out. I just had the guy get 4 of the feeder guppies. They don't normally carry feeder guppies, they just came in on a feeder minnow shipment, so I grabbed the guppies while I was there because the guppies are way healthier for the turtle, like I mentioned, and I always like to stock up on them when I get the chance or when I find them in stores.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Alright, let's go ahead and get these minnows in real quick. Just dump all 4 of the, oh, that was a mess. Pretend that didn't happen. We're just gonna take all 4 of our minnows and dump them right in. Now I'm gonna do the same thing with this platy. So that's gonna be the first one in this pond, and then I'm gonna go ahead and grab a few more from the tanks inside later, like once it's had a chance to cycle a little bit more, and then we'll put those in as well.
2 days later.
Okay, so the pond has been up and running for a little bit, and it's doing really, really nice. It's completely cleared up. The platy we put in just swam behind the filter. I just saw it a second ago. It's doing amazing. It just swam behind the filter, just still a little bit skittish. But I'm gonna go ahead and grab a few more platies to put in here just so we can have a nice breeding colony of platies. I went ahead and modded the bottom of this filter with some sponge just in case there were any baby fish, they wouldn't be able to get sucked into the filter. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and grab a few more platies. So there's a whole bunch of platies in this planted tank. As you can see, there's small ones, there's black ones, there's orange ones, there's some blue ones. Of course, it's not gonna focus very well, but I'm gonna go ahead and probably grab 3 platies out of here, and then we'll go ahead and introduce them into the pond as well. Okay, so I grabbed a few more, like I said, 3 of them. 1 of each color. There's 2 males and 1 female. We have that black one right there, the orange one, and then the blue one. They're all pretty small because they're babies, but I'm gonna go ahead and set these guys up right here just to float for a little bit. So I'll go ahead and give them like 15, 20 minutes, and then we'll come back and dump them in the pond.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Okay, so it's been about 30, 40 minutes. Kind of forgot about them, but it's fine. One of them actually did jump out of this container, because I just saw it in the pond when I came out here. So we only have 2 in here now. And I'm just gonna go ahead and dump them right in. So now we have 4 platies in here. They'll grow up, they'll breed, they'll have a great time in here. This is a plenty big enough aquarium. This is 40 gallons for 4 platies. That's a perfect size for them. I'm also thinking about maybe introducing some more plants into this pond because it does kind of get indirect sunlight. I might try some mosses or some stuff like that in here. Just additional stuff to provide cover for the fish and to help keep the water clean.
2 days later.
So that is gonna be pretty much it for the pond build. This was a very simple, easy project that anybody can do. A lot of my fish are hiding right now. There is one of them under that rock right there. You can't really see him too well, but his head is barely sticking out. But this is a very simple pond build that anybody can do. It's a 40-gallon tub that I believe was 40 bucks. As for filtration, you can really do whatever you want. I chose an internal filter, but you could obviously do a canister filter, a sponge filter, a hang-on back filter, whatever you want. The rocks on the bottom were only $4 for a big bag, and then the plants were around $1 each. So now that we're done with the pond, I want to throw you back to some footage from Hawaii. So if you watched my video last Wednesday, I believe, I showed you a couple of the aquariums and stuff that were in the resort we stayed at in Hawaii, but I didn't show the montage of all the oceans and the fish that were in the ocean. So I'm going to go ahead and put that montage of all the ocean fish, all the reef fish. There was a turtle in this video. So a couple highlights where there was a turtle that tried to come for me. There was some divers, looked like I was in Finding Nemo. It was overall a really cool experience. So I'm gonna go ahead and include that montage of all the reef fish in this video. Keep in mind though that the music I used had to be altered to be like copyright free and clean for YouTube. So it is a little bit choppy here and there. That's because I had to use the clean version for YouTube. So ignore what you just heard in that last clip. I'm still gonna show the Hawaii montage, but the actual music that's in it is different than what it should be because I uploaded the video and YouTube copyrighted the music I used. I've used it in previous videos and it hasn't gotten copyrighted, but whatever, it's fine. Well, it's not fine, I'm mad about it. Anyway, I basically just threw some generic, normal, non-copyright music over it. So the transitions and the music might not flow as good as it should, but it's still a montage. Now let's roll it. that is gonna be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed the little Hawaii montage, and I hope you guys enjoyed a little cheap DIY mini pond build for some platies. Now that is gonna be it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.